And we are ready to roll. I believe we are ready to go. All right, that's live. Live. And we're just going to fix this. All right. I think that's it. Let's get the ball rolling. Who do we have here? Good. Chris Kidd, Jeremy, Jesse, Prado, Letty A, AJ, DB Six Pack. Make it make sense. Daily Draft. How you doing? D-Man, Fonzie, Cars, Jeremy. Good evening. Back Forward. Sinair 12 USA, Cotton Express, John Tomzak. Good evening. Mike, how's it going there, Mr. Mike? Decip Jet. Okay. Desi Pack Jet. No idea what that means. Is what it is. Just doesn't make any sense. More likes attract more viewers. Keep it up. All right. Keep it up. Let's do this thing. Alrighty. Mr. Steve, Mr. Andrew, how's it going? Cotton wants to take a look at Conagra, CAG. Good evening. Not even a hi, hello, just can we look at this? Okay. All right, here we go. Now, for those who've been here for a while, those you know what I'm doing, those you know what I'm about to do, let's get the ball rolling. First on the list today is going to be Conagra. So I'm looking for 5 simple things. You ready? Here we go. First, the high of the year, the low of the year. Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? And where is it going? Simple enough, right? Look at this right there. That looks interesting. But before we get to that, let's take a look at this. 1886. If I'm going to buy it at 1886 first thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to want to sell it at 19. And that's paying 1%. But here's the thing. I'm not quite sure how you feel about this, Cotton. Take a look. 1 strike out of the money, paying 0. So if you're not right, you're not going to get anything. 0, 0, 0. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Conagra. Company's been around for a while. Look what's happening here. She shoots up, pulls back. Now she's going back up again. Let's zoom in and see if it makes sense. Let's try that one more time. Here's your last 30 days. What does it look like it's doing next? 30-day bottom, shoots up to the 30-day high, and now she's coming back down again. Not quite where I want to be. But if you really like it, give it a little bit of time. Okay, 30-day top is there. She pulled back, going sideways for a little bit, but when is it going to start heading back up? That should be the number one question. Kung Pao. All right, Lonnie, good evening. A crypto millionaire, how are you doing today? Jay's Way, what's going on? Minty's 12, all right. DESI. In SNTI, a good stock. Hold up, Alex. SNTI, never heard of it. SNTI. Senti Bioscience and Equity. I'm going to say no only because there's no options. Now, I'm 62 years old. I have a strategy that I use, and it requires weekly options. This has none. I never even heard of this company. Phil, BMY, missed it last week, didn't we? Bristol Myers Squibb. Not necessarily so, because I actually did buy some Bristol Myers Squibb last week. Check that out. Here's the high of the year. Here's the low. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. Look at the motion. Up, down, back up again. 61.25. Well, the 61s are going for 86, but here's the thing. If I buy it 61.25 and I sell it at 61, I'm losing 25 cents right off the top. So that means I'm walking away with 61 cents, which is exactly 1%. Alex, Okay, sit tight, sit tight. Crypto Millionaire, thank you. Jay's Way, all right. Winston, BMBL. Bumble, we'll take a look at it in a minute. Sit tight. All right, hold on. Hold on a minute. Before we go much further, Steve, good evening. S. Creel, okay. Brandon Ways, Tesla. All right, we'll take a look at Tesla just to satisfy you. Let's move on. All right, so what does it look like it's doing? Does it look like a good play? I don't know. Let's take a look. The 23rd, here we go right there. Now, I'm not 100% sure how you feel about Bristol Myers Squibb. They are a dividend king, which means 5 decades of consistent profits. Sit tight over here. I'll be right there. All right. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. Okay. She goes up, back down. Now she's going back up again. Say, what does it look like? Does it look good? It is Bristol Myers Squibb. They've been around for 100 years. Let's take a look at the 61. Does it make sense to buy it at 61? Well, here's a 61 right here. One contract. Let's take a look. Okay, now, for those of you that are new, I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot because it's not. Remember, I'm retired, so trading strategies are specific to the person doing the trading. So my trading style is specific for retired people such as myself because I'm looking for simplicity. I'm looking for safety. I'm looking for profitability. And I'm looking for consistency. I want to make sure that the money that I have is going to last me for the rest of my days. So that being said, I have to make sure it's a simple, safe, predictable strategy. So for those of you that might be a little bit younger, you might be a little bit more adventurous, so to speak. Want to go for those trades that might be a little bit more risky, but a little bit more profitable. The trading that I'm doing here, it's only 1%. That's the profit that I'm looking for, 1%. So if the stock's $100, my profit's only $1. That's it. But here's the thing. I'm doing it consistently every single week, and that's what I'm looking for. Who do we have over here? Hey, Miss Kitty, how are you today? Alfonso Milligan. What a great name, Alfonso. That's a cool name. Let's keep on looking. So, to find out if this is going to be profitable, let's take a look at the actual numbers. So, by one covered call, Bristol Myers Squibb, BMY, 27 February, that means this option is going to expire this coming Friday. The $61 call option, the stock is at $61.25. So if I buy it at $61.25, sell it for less than what I paid for it, and I'm still walking away with more than 1%, I'm pretty much good with that. Let's check it out. To find out what the rate of return is going to be, we're going to need to pull up the calculator and do a little bit of math. Okay, so here's the calculator. To find out the rate of return on any trade, you got to take the profit. Max profit, 67. That's the max profit on this trade. Remember I said simple, safe, and predictable? I know what my trade's going to give me before I even do it. Now, most people just buy the stock and wait for the stock to move. Well, I'm not looking for that. I'm not waiting around. I want to know what I'm going to make before I do it. Is it worth my time and energy? Is it worth my effort? It either is or it isn't. All right, so take the profit, 67. And then we divide it by the rate or the amount of money that the trade is costing me or my investment. Cost of trade, including commissions and fees, $6,033. Okay, $6,033, and that comes to a grand total of 1.1%. Now, if you do your math, 1.1% every single week is over 50% per year. Now, it either makes sense to you or it doesn't. It's actually that simple. Makes sense or it doesn't. Oh, I don't want that. All right, we're going to save this one. Let's do this. You ready? Here it is. Here it is right there. Let's do this, and we do that. Here it comes. There it is right there. Bristol Myers Squibb, 27 February. That's this coming Friday. So if I do this trade tomorrow, the option is going to expire this coming Friday. I want to get in, I want to get out, and I want to do it again next week. The 61 call option, 67 is the profit, 6,000 is the investment. It's a 1.1% return for 4 days. See, Monday's already gone. So we missed that opportunity. If we did it yesterday, we could have gotten a little bit more, but it is what it is. All right, so we're saving this one, 1.1. 1.1. That's Monday. This is Tuesday. Let's see what else we can come up. We only came up with 2 of them yesterday. Well, let's see what we can come up with today. I like to get 5 a day. All righty. What do we have here? In SNTI, we already did that one. BMY, we did that one. Phil, little bump since we last chatted. We were on hold. All right. P. Everly, SCHD. Now, P. Everly, you've been here for a while. You know I don't like this thing. So I don't even know why you're asking me to take a look at it. Okay? But we'll take a look at it just so I can say no to you. All right? Let's check it out. SCHD. Okay? No, I don't buy anything at the high of the year. Why are we looking at it? Okay? Alex G. What should I get with $200 to spend? Oh, well, $200 more likely you buy some pizza, soda, and a couple of beers. There you go. I can't tell you what to do with your money. That's something you got to figure out. TTD. What is that? The trade desk. No, look, it's dropping like a rock. But if you really like the trade desk, okay, we're currently at the 30-day bottom. If you like it. So here's the plan. If you really like the trade desk, you cannot get any lower than the low of the year. And there it is right now. But wait, it could get worse. It could go lower tomorrow. So if you really like it, wait for the bottom. Okay? Down, up, down, up, down. It keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. Then, once it finds the bottom, wait for it to turn around. Uh-oh, John Bohe wanted to take a look at Toll Brothers last night, but we'll take a look at Toll Brothers. Hold on. Hold on a minute. CPB, that's Campbell's. All right, we did that one. All right. Kung Pao, all right, Lonnie. Crypto Millionaire, thank you. Jay's Way, all righty. All right, Winston. Winston wants to take a look at Bumble, BMBL. What else do you want to call it? BMBL. I have no idea. It is Bumble. And guess what? Winston, no. It's a no. Why? March, April, July, October, January. Rule number 4, simple. Weekly options only. 5 simple rules. Rule 4, weekly options only. I don't do monthlies. They just don't work out. Ali, Campbell's Soup, huh? CPB. Interesting. Take a look at the numbers. Take a look. Okay, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look, it's down, up. down, up, down. We're looking for that new bottom again. Okay. If you like it, fine. Ain't no big thing. I hate when that happens. CPB. Here's your last 30 days. Hold on. Not now. Okay. Oops, not now. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Profit taking. Okay? New bottom. Now, it could be lower tomorrow. So, for me, you have to figure it out for yourself. What do you call the bottom? For me, I want bottom, and then I want 2 days up. 2 days. We have a new bottom right here. Now, what I don't like about it is it could be lower tomorrow. And if it's lower tomorrow, it could be lower Wednesday. So I wait until it bottoms out and then turns around and goes back up before I jump in. But we will be keeping our eye on Campbell's. Now, Campbell's at 27.11, but 27 is going for 40. Okay, maybe. How are things on your end? Not as good as I'd like them to be, but you know what? Everything looks wonderful. But thank you for asking, Crypto Millionaire. You and I should have a chat. Because I'm thinking of doing some crypto, but I'm a little leery on what I am doing. And now I don't want to trade crypto. I want to create my own. So, have you ever read the latest news on the stock? No. Sir Mac 4, how are you today? Hello? El Capo, all right. Hey, man, we can't see the setup on the screen. It's too far. Hey, man, let me just tell you one thing, okay? The screen you see right here, this screen here, that is live on YouTube. Sit tight for 1 second. Check this out. One second, me boy, 1 second. Okay, going to the 10-minute trader. Okay, here we are right here, the 10-minute trader. Well, hold on. Now we're going to go up to here to find the drop down for all the stuff. Okay, now we're going to go to the social media website. Right here, YouTube. Now, we're going to click on YouTube, and hopefully it's working properly. And it is. Okay? Live and live. So there's 3 live channels on YouTube, and one of them is this right here. Okay, I think it's this one right here. All the stuff. Okay, now we're going to go to the social media website. Right here, YouTube. Now we click on YouTube, and hopefully it's working properly. And it is. Okay? Live and live. So there's 3 live channels on YouTube. And that's not good, is it? Is this right? It's not good if it's all black. No, actually, I forgot to hit the button. Okay, I forgot to hit that button right there to make that work. So that's working properly now. Okay, so let's see. Not yet, it ain't. That's irritating, isn't it? It's not good if it's all black. No, actually, I forgot to hit the button. Okay, I forgot to hit that button right there. All right, so it should be fine now. So all right, so properly now. Okay, so let's see. What I was saying is the screen is live on YouTube. Okay, I don't need this one. There we go. Yahoo Finance. All right, we're going to leave that one there because we are going to need that in a little bit. All right, so amen. The screen behind me is live on YouTube. Felix Moore, how are you today? Uncle Yeet. That makes the most sense long term. Thank you. Thug Trader, how are you today? Alfonso, hello. All right, Daylight, how's it going? Ms. Christie, how are you? Power and Grace, good evening. Good evening. Oh, thank you for the rose, Miss Christie. Jackson Michael, how are you? Sin, do you short? No, I do not. I like things to be on a positive. So John Bahay wants to take a look at Toll Brothers. T-O-L. Here we go. Toll Brothers. Now, I'm going to say no to Toll Brothers. Sorry, John. I don't do monthlies, and you've been here long enough to know that I don't. Okay? March, April, May, June, September, December, January. Yeah, I don't do monthlies. You know that. Austin! Austin's in the house. Joe D! Almighty. All righty. All right, we did that one. Hey, I work at Toll. Okay. You usually watch the 10. No. Sorry, I don't. Okay, it's Big Black Hawk. Okay, it's Big Black Hawk. I look for simplicity. Okay, I don't want to complicate things. Okay, the way I look at it, the bottom of the year is there. The top of the year is there. A year ago, we were here. Now we're here. Look at the motion. It went down, it went up. It went down, it went up. Now it's coming back down again. I don't need the 10-day exponential moving average to tell me that it's coming down. I don't need that. Okay, this is a simple trading strategy created specifically for a 9-year-old little girl. She said one day, Daddy, can you teach me? Okay, fine. How do you teach a 9-year-old? It's got to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. That was the criteria I had to come up with. So with that being the criteria, I came up with 5 rules. Now these rules are so simple, you're going to think to yourself, say, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Okay? Listen and see if you think they're stupid, because they kind of are. Rule number one, never buy something you do not want to hold on to or you don't understand. Come on, how stupid is that? Why would you buy something if you don't understand what it is? Rule number one, never buy something you don't understand. Rule number two, never sell at a loss. I mean, how much more stupider can you get? Buy something for $100, why would you sell it for less than $100? If you buy it for $15, why would you sell it for less than $15? Rule 2, never sell for less than what you paid for it. Now this one boggles my mind. It boggles my mind to a point where it just, I lose faith in humanity on this one. All right, are you ready? Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Now, ask yourself, why the hell would anybody invest in a company that's not profitable? Well, you would be surprised. Seriously, you would be. Because some people look at stocks, they ask me to take a look at stocks that make no sense whatsoever. Companies that are 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, even companies that 10 to 15 years old but are not profitable, but they still put money into them. Rule number 4, weekly options only. Now that one's not such a no-brainer, but you know, I don't like monthlies. They just don't make sense. So I want weekly options only. And then rule number 5, make sure the numbers work. Now that might be a little confusing to some of you, but as the evening progresses, I'm going to go through some samples so you can see, and then you can ask yourself, does this make sense? That's it. That's the only thing I'm trying to get out of you guys. Does this make sense? It either does or it doesn't. Let's keep on going. TMC, the metals company. TMC. Interesting. Seriously, take a look at it. Okay? High, low, was, is, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's actually coming up right now. There's a high, 30-day high. Now, this is the high of the year. This is the high of the 30-day period. This is what I'm looking for. Because as the days go by, we need to adjust where we are, what we're looking at, and where we're going. Okay? Here's the last 30 days. 30 days ago, the 30-day high. Now, last Tuesday, the 30-day bottom. She dropped, went up, back down. Now she's going up again. 550. Now she's at 607. So it is going up, but it's going up really slowly. Now remember, rule 5, make sure the numbers all work. Well, let's check it out. Are you ready? 607. The 6s are going for 27. Now, 27 cents, it's not a lot of money, I know that, but 27 cents on a $6 stock is over 4% for 1 week. Think about it. 1 week, 4%. If 1% a week is 50% per year, what do you think 4% a week is? Now, I don't get 4% every week. I only get about 1.4. 1.4 on average every week. And I'm okay with that. All right, here we are. The 607, the 6s are going for 27. Let's see what this looks like, because look at that right there. Down, up, down. Now she's going back up again, but slowly. So the question should be, do I like the metals company? You either like it or you don't. Well, let's check it out. Let's get rid of this. Let's change that to covered call. And let's do the 6 right there. 1 contract. Here we go. You ready? Buy 1 covered call, TMC, the metals company. 27 February, that means this stock option expires 3:59 p.m. this coming Friday. The $6 call option, $24 is the profit, $576 is the investment. What does that come to? Well, the profit is 24 bucks. We divide it by the investment, 576, comes up with a rate of return of 4.1. I was close. I said 4, but 4.1. All right. So let's save this one, 4.1. All right, 4.1. Not bad. The metals company, if you like it. All right, where are we? Right there. There we go. The metals company. Uh-oh, wrong one. Metals company, 27 February, the $6 call option. 24 is the profit, 576 is the investment. Anytime you make an investment, the way to find out what your rate of return is, you take the profit, you divide it by the investment, that gives you your rate of return for the time frame that you're looking at. Now, we're looking at weekly option trades, which means we're looking at weekly rates of return. Totally different than what you're used to. You're probably used to annual percentage rates. Yeah, good luck with that one. But 4.1. What do we have next? Eric wants to take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft went every other day covered call. Why not make higher percentage a day if you like it? It's a good question. Philip, Bristol Myers Squibb laid off 300 last week to help with bottom line, they reported. Well, now that doesn't sound very good. All right. Eric wants to take a look at Microsoft. All right, let's get out of here. Get out of there. Change that. Go back to here and pull up MSFT Microsoft. Let's check it out. Well, no. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Microsoft. I do. Okay? It should take you anywhere between 2 and 4 seconds to take a look at a stock chart. 2 to 4 seconds. Now, some of you are probably thinking, no, it should take a lot longer. No, not really. High, low, was, is, down, up, down. That's it. What was that? 2, maybe 3 seconds? Top, bottom, was, is, down, up, down. That's it. Then we're going to take a look at the numbers. What am I buying? 384. What will I be selling? The 385. Well, it's paying 550 if you like it. But you have with Microsoft, you have the opportunity going every 2 days. Okay? The 23rd today, the 25th Wednesday, and the 27th Friday. Does that make sense? Well, let's find out. Well, we can't do today, but we can do Wednesday. So what does Wednesday look like? Okay, the 385 for Wednesday is going for 385, 1%. Okay, well, if I got it at 384 or 447 and I sell this 385, I'm making 550. Well, why would I do Wednesdays when I can do Fridays and get more money? I don't want to sit in front of the computer all day. Oh. Okay, so no, but here's the thing. I like Microsoft, and Microsoft is searching for a new bottom. Well, even if they found it today or tomorrow, it still wouldn't get into it until next week. So I'll write Microsoft on the list for next week. As soon as that bottom shows up, it might look pretty good. Thank you there, Crypto Millionaire. Miss Christie, thank you. Happy Monday to you, too. Pope and Young. Ken, we just looked at Microsoft. Sorry, Pope. Stephen Minster. L-O-N. What the heck is L-O-N? L-O-N. Longino and Cardinal. Sorry, dude. No options. No, thank you. PNN. Okay. Can't find that one either. PNN. Doesn't work. John Buhay. C-O-E. CEO. CEO. Sorry, John. CEO. No options. No, thank you. What was next? CPB. Oh, yeah. We said that. Yep, we remember that one. TMC or lighter. TMC we looked at. Mike wants to take a look at Humana. Way to go, Mike. Humana. Uh-oh. Mike, look at this. She looked good up until that. Zoom into that right there. Okay, we jumped into this last week. Okay, we actually jumped into Humana last week, and we said, watch out for this, because she's going to go up, then she's going to pull back, all right? So 170 jumped to 192, that's $20. That's $22. Well, $22 on a 170 stock, that's about 12%. Anytime you go up 7, 8, 9%, you're going to have profit taking. She shoots up 12%, now she's coming back down again. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like the company, but not this week. You missed that one last week, didn't you, Mike? Because we jumped into that, I believe it was last week. All right, what do we have down here? Down here. Oh, whoa, all these questions. What do we got? Andrew, Steve, Jay Creel. Lover to Barry. What about Macy's? Ooh, Lover to Barry wants to take a look at Macy's. We're going to say no to Macy's for this week because of this. Do you see this right here? 30-day high, drops, shoots up. Now she's coming back down again. It's exactly what stocks do. 30-day high, she drops after some profit taking, okay? Then shoots back up, back down, back up, back down. So I like Macy's. However, Macy's would be good for next week because that bottom is going to show up next. John Tan, good evening, good night. Okay. Said hi, that trading. Okay. I have 10,000 to invest. What should I do? Best turn a profit fast. Best thing for you to do, go somewhere else. It's not what I'm doing here. I'm looking for safety, predictability, and consistency. I'm not looking for fast profits. Okay, that's for the younger crowd. Okay, I'm a little bit older. I'm retired. I'm not looking for fun and adventure. I'm looking for safety, predictability, consistency, and then that other stuff too. So sorry, can't help you out with that one. Okay, LIDR. What is that? LIDR. AI Inc. No. That was easy, wasn't it? No. All right. Suara. Okay. I never played trading. I think I look like a play slot games. All right, good for you. I retired January. Love it to Barry. He retired in January of this year. Good for you. I retired, I think, 3 years ago. Do you still trade TSLL? Absolutely. Let's take a look. TSLL. Now, TSLL is dropping. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? Looking for a new bottom. Now, I already have some TSLL, so I don't mind getting more, but I'm going to wait for the bottom to show up. Think about it. Take a look. See? She's dropping. As soon as the bottom shows up and she turns around, yeah, we'll take a look at it. But not today. Tuan, CPB premiums are weak. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tuan. Chandler Labs, greetings, how are you? Buy Fartcoin, how about no? Hello, sir. Kyle Slop. Nice to see you. All righty, let's go. Okay, ETFs. James, are they only monthly earning and not weekly? Some ETFs do have weeklies. Most of them do not. We got questions over here. Hold tight. TTD we looked at. Coca-Cola, we looked at that one yesterday. There's no way this thing is coming down yet. It's at the high again. Yeah, I don't buy at the high. No. Alex, SPND. SPEND. Spenda. SPND. No. It's not a stock symbol. Philip, thank you. Right on. Thank you. You're welcome. Philip, BMY, laid off. Okay, got that one. Love this. Thank you. What kind of screen are you using? That's called a Vibe screen. Okay? V-I-B-E. Vibe. It's a little bit more pricey than your regular TV, but you can do a lot more with it. And that's why I like it. Alrighty. Ha-mi-hasi. Okay. Ooh, Mr. Steve wants to take a look at QCOM. Interesting. What happened to QCOM? Look at that. What's that? Okay. We got the high there at 206. We got the bottom in April at 118. Last 30 days did one of these things. Okay. Take a look. 30-day high. 30-day bottom. She went up. Now she's come back down again. Look at this gap. That will fill eventually. Okay. She went up, pulled back, went up, pulled back. Now, she hasn't quite filled it yet, but she's getting closer. If you like this QCOM, 146. Oh, after hours she dropped to 140. Okay. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, 140. Okay. So the 140 is 237. Let's take a look at QCOM. Let's take a gander. Why not, right? 140. Thoughts on Bloom Energy. Uh-oh. Michael. TQQQ. Dude, you're new here. Now how I can tell you're new? Because you're asking me about the Qs. Hell no. But I will show you why I said hell no. Sit tight for a second. All right. QCOM. 140. Right there. Okay, one contract. Here we go. Well, he. All right. Okay, now Michael, I'm not quite sure what does well he mean. How about DIA? Thanks in advance. You mean the diamonds? DIA? Hell no. Hold on. I'm going to show you why I don't like both of them. So sit tight. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I got a bunch of other screens I'm answering questions on. We're taking a look at QCOM. One covered call QCOM. 27 February. That's this coming Friday. The $140 call option, 204 is the profit, 13,700 is the investment. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, 204 is the profit, and then we divide it by our investment, 13,796, and that comes to 1.47. 1.4 for 1 week. Actually, for 4 days, because Monday's already gone. All right, so we're going to save this one, 1.4. Oh, 1.4. Hold on. QCOM, 27 February, $40 call option. 204 is the profit, 13,796 is the investment for 1.4% for 1 week. Now, 1.4% for 1 week is pretty damn good. It's over 50% per year. Hate it when it does that. It does like 2 or 3 times every night. So yeah, it's a great board, okay? It's a great monitor and a great screen when it works good. But every once in a while, it does this thing. $1.4. We got 3. We got 2 more to come up with. What else do we got? Ortega. It's not working, huh? Uh-oh. TMC. What is TMC? We already did TMC, didn't we? Oh, so Michael. TQQQ. You like that one, huh? Let me tell you why I don't like TQQQ. All right? For that, we're going to go on over to Yahoo Finance. Now, Yahoo Finance is a financial website that gives you detailed information, which you probably didn't even look at. All right, so I want to look at the dividends only, and I want to take a look at all the dividends for the TQQQ. All right, TQQQ. Give it a second, it's going to pop up. There it is right there. Are you ready? You ready, Michael? Watch this. Pro Shares Ultra Pro QQQ right there. Okay, what are we looking for? Specifically, Michael, what I'm looking for, are the dividends only. Now, the reason I'm looking for the dividends, Michael, because you're new here, I got two choices. Choice number one, I can go back and look at 20 years of annual reports and quarterly reports and find out all the information I'm looking for. Well, I'm looking for, is it consistently profitable? Does it make more money, more money, more money, more money, more money, more money, more money every single year for at least 2 decades? Well, we got a choice. 2, look at the quarterly reports for 20 years or go straight to the dividends. Now, why am I going straight to the dividends, you may be asking? Because the dividend is a portion, small portion of the company's profits that they give back to us, the investors. So as the dividend increases, that means the profits increase. If the profits increase, the dividends increase. But it works the other way too. If the profits decrease, the dividends decrease. So just by looking at these numbers here, I can tell whether or not the company's consistently profitable. Now we're going to take a look at it both ways, because you're going to take a look at this and it's not going to be as favorable as you think it was going to be. And then I'm going to show you at what I'm looking for, because I wouldn't buy this with your money. How's that? All right, let's check it out. So I want 2 decades. Now 2 decades is 20 years. Well, we're in 2026, so 20 years ago was 2006. So let's go back to 2006. Now, that's not right, because we want to take a look at all the dividends, and this only goes to 2014. Well, 2014 is only 12 years ago. 12, not 20. But here's the problem. Take a look. 2014, nothing for 2016, nothing for 2017, nothing for 2020, nothing for 2021. So it's not looking good already, but it actually gets worse. Hold on, check this out. The very first dividend was 0.00025. And then it went up to 0.00035. Then it went down to 0.00022. Then it went up to 0.0. Okay, no, just no. Why would you? Did you even look at these numbers? Okay, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, 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 lower, higher, higher, lower. Do you see that? Higher, higher, lower, lower, higher, lower. It's not consistently profitable. So why the hell are you putting your money into it? Do you remember I told you rule number 3? And it boggles my mind why people put money into something that's not consistently profitable. Now sit tight for a second. Check this out. Just in case you were curious to see what it actually looks like or what it should look like. Okay, I'm going to show you a stock, and we're going to look at 20 years. Are you ready? I want to see all of them. There we go, all the way back to 1986. I'm not going that far back. I'm just going 20 years. 20 years will be 2006. Okay, Michael, are you ready? 2006. Pay attention to these numbers, because this is what consistency of profitability looks like. Are you ready? 2006, 9. 2007, 10. 2008, 11. 2009, 13. 16. 20, 23, 28, 31. 36, 39, 42, 46. 51, 56, 62, 68, 75, 83, 91. Did you notice? Each and every single year, this company went higher and higher and higher and higher. So let me paint the picture for you. Now, every week we check and we take a look at how many companies are in the stock market as of today. Well, we checked last night and there's 10,934. 10,934. So I only look at about 300. Dividend Kings, 5 decades. 5 decades, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 5 decades of consistent profits. Dividend Aristocrats, 25 years of consistent increased profits. Dividend Champions, quarter of a century, 25 years, increased profits. Dividend Contenders, 10 to 24 years, increased profits. Those 4 lists right there will give you over 300 companies that are consistently profitable year after year after year after year after. I can keep going, year after year, so on and so forth. Okay, so hopefully you understood that. Angela Blesh, Bloom Energy. That's B. Is that just B-E or is that B? I forget. We looked at it the other day. Okay, let's look. B-E. Okay, Bloom Energy. The high and the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. What's going on? Is it a good deal or is it not? Last 30 days. What do you think? It went up, it went down. It went up, it went down, now it went up. I don't buy it the high. I mean, don't get me wrong, it could go higher. It could. The 160 is going for 845. Well, let's check it out. Okay, get out of that. Let's change that to covered call. The 160, there it is. One contract. Here's one contract, Bloom Energy. Buy one covered call, BE, Bloom Energy. 27 February, that's this coming Friday. The 160 call option, if I buy it for 160 and I sell it at 160, I'm walking away with 869 profit, and it's costing me 15,000. Okay, so what's the rate of return? 869 divided by 15,131. That comes to a grand total of 5.7. 5.7. Why not? If you like Bloom Energy. $5.7. I never get 5.7 a week. I make over 1% per week, but 5.7, nice. Where are we? There it is right there. BE, 27 February, that's this Friday, the 160 call option. Look at the stock price, 159.62. That's pretty close to 160. Here's the profit, here's the investment, 5.7 for 1 week. I hate it when it does it. It's been doing a lot more lately. How do I get it to stop doing that? Maybe it needs to be rebooted. I don't know. Maybe the software needs to be updated. I don't know. 5.7. Got one more to go. Who's got a good one? So, Michael, does that make sense? How about the diamonds? Oh, my goodness. The diamond is going to be almost the exact same. But we'll take a look at it for you. You ready? Back to Yahoo Finance. DIA. Let's take a look. DIA. Okay. Spider. Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF Trust. DIA. All right. Let's take a look. Okay. 20 years ago. Here we go. Now, I'm just going to give you a simple high, low, high, low, high, low. You ready? Here we go, Michael. 2006, 12. Higher, higher, lower, higher, lower, lower, higher, lower, lower, higher, higher, lower, higher, higher, lower, higher, lower, lower. Do you see this? This is why I don't like these, because they're not consistently profitable. There's so many companies out there, there's so many entities out there that you can invest your money in. Why are you putting into something that's not profitable? Here we go. 28, 23, lower, 15, lower, 37, higher, 32, lower, 14, lower, 23 higher, 29 higher, 15 lower, 32 higher, 26 lower, 16 lower, 24 higher, 33 higher, 15 lower. Do you see what's happening? Up, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. No, I don't do them because they're not consistently profitable. No, thank you. Imagine, if you will, you work 40 hours a week, you get $2,000 for your paycheck. Next week you go to work, $2,000. Great. Next week you go to work, you get $1,500. Something ain't right there. So I'm retired. So I got to make sure that my income stays consistent or increases. None of this going backwards crap, it just doesn't work for me. So you're new here. I appreciate your input. I do. But rule one, never buy something you don't completely understand. If you understood the diamonds, the DIAs, you would have known they're not consistently profitable. And if you knew the Qs, TQQQQ, no, that's not profitable either. So why are you putting your money into something that's not consistently profitable? James, I got to stock McKesson. Oh, wait a minute. McCormick, sorry. McKesson. They look the same. MKC. MKC. That's not it. MKC. McCormick. I was thinking of McKesson, but no. All right, there it is. McCormick. No. I don't do monthly options. Now, some of you might like monthly options. I just don't. Because they don't pay they don't pay the same amount of money. So why would I be putting my money into something that just doesn't work? Big Drew, how are you? Ben, what happens if it goes past your strike? Wow. All right. Ben, check this out. Okay, Ben, you ready? Currently, the stock is at 21.27. So if I buy it at 21.27 and I sell the 21.50s, what happens if it goes past my strike? Someone's going to take it away from me. Because remember, I'm buying it at 21.27. I'm selling the 21.50, which is more. And if it goes past that, all right, I will collect this, which is more than 1.5%, and I will collect the difference between this and this. I'm perfectly okay if the stock goes up and someone takes the stock away from me. As long as I walk away with a profit, I'm perfectly okay. Outlandish Craft, huh? KHC. Now, I very rarely buy KHC only because the premiums or the money that I collect is usually not what I'm looking for. 24.50, the 24.50s are going for 23. That's less than 1%. Hence, I won't buy it because it's less than 1%. Hardin wants to take a look at T. Rowe Price. Hardin, T. Rowe Price, huh? No, I don't do monthlies. They just don't work for me. Sorry. Bass, what's going on? Eddie, thank you for the roses, Eddie. Uh-oh, Outlandish wants to take a look at Flow, F-L-O, F-L-O. Flowers Food. Again, never buy something you don't understand. If you understood it, you would know it has monthly options, and if you were paying attention, Rule 4 is weekly options only. I don't do monthlies. They just don't pay the same amount of money. Why would you invest in something that makes less money than something else? Now, don't get me wrong. Some people like 12 to 24% a year. I like 50 to 100% a year. It's actually that simple. 12 to 24% with monthlies or 50 to 100% with weeklies. It's actually that simple. Yeah, I understand it takes more time and more effort, but it's my money. I want to look at what my money is doing every single day. I think of it as a cat or a dog, a pet. My pet money. All right. So Michael, I'm glad it makes sense to you. Can I get a model name of the monitor? It's a Vibe. I think I already shared that one. PLM, familiar with it? Yes, I am familiar with it. The key statistic pages are good. Thank you. I would prefer DIA, but am required more capital than TQQ. Yeah, I get it. I wouldn't do either one of them because neither one of them is consistent with their profits. Think about it. Why are you putting your money into anything where whoever is running it is not consistently profitable? Boggles my mind. Remember I told you Rule 3? Make sure the company's consistently profitable. What's the ticker? We already did that one. Uh-oh. What are we doing here? Uh-oh, ADP, PLTR. Uh-oh, I missed a whole bunch over here. All righty. Olivia Willow. Good evening, Miss Olivia. Alex, what should I get with $200? Philip Crowder, thank you for that. BLY, you got that one. Love this, thank you. All right. BC Watt, nothing should be at the high of the threat after today. Sorry, nothing. Okay, I got that one. Jason, PLTR. All right, we're going to go right back to Yahoo Finance. And we're going to put in PLTR. Now, the reason I'm putting PLTR, Mr. Jason, to show you that the name of the show, Jason, you're here. The name of this show here is called Dividend Investing for Weekly Cash Flow. Dividend Stock Talk. The key words in both of those phrases is dividends. PLTR doesn't have any dividends, which basically means they don't share their profits. So why would I put my money into a company that doesn't share its profits? I'm retired. I'm not looking to buy something and watch it grow. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for cash flow. Next. PayPal. Kevin, PayPal, same thing. Okay. PYPL. Here we go, Kevin. Check this out. Okay, PayPal, Kevin, PayPal has one dividend. Not 1 year, not 1 quarter, one. No. IMAS 26, James. I've got the stock. Okay, McCormick, we've seen that one. Ooh, user 3291.60. Home Depot. Home Depot, believe it or not, is a dividend king, which means 5 decades of consistent profits. Okay? So what do we have down here? Andrew Bridle. Hi, Andrew. Florida man, can you go over writing calls? That's exactly what we're doing. We're buying the stock, we're selling the option. It's called writing a covered call. Michael. Yes, so we're looking for ones that have raised their dividends for like 20 years in a row consecutively. Yeah, that means they're consistently profitable, because as the dividends increase, so do the profits. Or should I say, as the profits increase, so do the dividends. As the profits decrease, so do the dividends. So you can read 20 years of quarterly reports and annual reports and look up all those numbers, or you can go right to the dividends themselves. BC Watt, ADP. So Home Depot, user 3291. Take a look at Home Depot. 30-day bottom, shoots up, now it's coming down. And it's going to continue to come down until it's done. When is that? Don't know. See, that's why we look every single day. If I like Home Depot, I think next week, let's write Home Depot down for next week. Written down. Ooh, Jeremy, Caterpillar. Gotta love me some oh, hell no. Sorry, Jeremy, I don't buy anything at the high of the year. Don't get me wrong, I love Caterpillar, I do. I just don't buy at the high of the year. Sam Ron, what is Bloom divided history? You do know that doesn't make sense, right? ADP. Did we look at ADP? Oh. Now, see, if you like ADP, give it a little bit of time. It's looking for the new bottom. If you like ADP. Because you cannot get any lower than the low of the year, and that's today. But I wouldn't buy it today because you don't know if tomorrow it could be lower. It could be. We just don't know. Lane Young, how are you today? Eris Bersol. Girder Music. I've been watching you every night for a few days now. Loving what I'm learning. Dividends 20 years. Thank you, Girder Music. That's very nice of you. Keep coming. Keep asking questions. You are going to break the internet. I don't think so. Jargod wants to take a look at Archer. ACHR. Archer Aviation. We got our top. We got our bottom. Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? Well, let's zoom in a little closer to see if it makes sense. Okay, 30-day high, 30-day bottom, up, down, yep, nope. Sorry, Archer Aviation just doesn't seem to have any direction. Big Drew wants to take a look at the Big T. The Big T. Unfortunately, Mr. Drew, no, I don't like buying at the high. Take a look. 30-day bottom, it shoots up. Yeah, it's the same place. No. Sorry. Alex, thank you for that. Not Just Jams. How are you today? Yeah, Big Drew, I know that. The metals company doesn't have any dividends. But somebody asked, so I took a look at it. Joban Sandu, good evening. Harmeet, good evening. Augustin Gonzalez. Augusto Gonzalez, hello. Billy wants to take a look at Wally World, WMT. Well, I'm a little curious about Wally World. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down. What's going on here? Well, let's zoom in the last 30 days. Here you go. 30-day high, a 30-day bottom. She shoots up, pulls back. We got 1 day. 1 day after the pullback. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Now she's coming down. 1 day. I like 2 days to the upside. And then on the third day, I will jump in. So I'm not going to blow smoke and say, hey, great place to buy it. But if you like it, take a look. The 126 is going for 159. If you're adventurous and you like Wally World. Okay, 30-day top, pulls back. Now she's going up. Wolf. Uh-oh, Snapchat stock. Avi. Leka. You're saying we shouldn't sell with a loss. Would it make sense to hold Intel if I bought it at 70? Hold that thought for a second. INTC. Wow. I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about because I'm looking at Intel. It's at 43.63 and it hasn't seen 70 at all this year. There's no 70 at all this year for Intel. And yeah, never sell at a loss. Because here's the thing. Take a look at this, Avi. The high is 55 and the low is 15. So it went from 15 in April up to 55 in January. So the question I have for you, if you bought at 15 and I bought at 55, let's say you bought 1,000 shares at 15. Let's say I bought 1,000 shares at 55. At this moment in time, today, who would get more dividends? You or me? Now remember, you got 1,000 shares, that's 10 contracts at 15. I got 1,000 shares at 55. Who would get more in dividends? Neither one of us. You have 1,000 shares. I have 1,000 shares. The price is irrelevant. Is the company profitable? Yes or no? Then once you go from there, right? 10 contracts. So 1,000 shares, whether you got it at 15 or whether you got it at 55, it's still 10 contracts. So I could turn around and sell my 10 contracts for 45 and still bring in over 1%. Now 45 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 strikes out of the money. And it's 45.50. And it's still over 1%. You see what I'm saying? Just because the stock went down, I still have the contracts. And the contracts allows me to sell in the money, at the money, or out of the money. That would give me consistent weekly cash flow regardless of what the stock price is. Whether I bought it higher or whether I bought it lower is irrelevant. If I have 1,000 shares, I have the ability to sell 10 contracts. What I paid for it, $50, $70, $100, $300 is irrelevant. I get 10 contracts, and 10 contracts at the money will give me whatever money that I'm looking for on a weekly basis. That's what I'm looking for, weekly cash flow. I'm not really concerned about the stock price like you are because I refuse to sell at a loss. If I bought it at 70, I'd still be selling far enough out to give me money for cash flow. That's what I'm looking for. Alex Garrick, I have no idea what the ticker symbol for Snapchat is. And Wolf, I think I heard it before, LUWF, TerraWolf. Not at the right place at the moment. Here's the high, here's the low. Look at this. Shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back. It's actually pulling back right now. Okay? Down, up, down, up, down. It's coming down at this moment. If you like it, give it a little time for it to move. James, I got the stock. Okay, we already seen that one. Can you look at Walmart? We already looked at Walmart. Big money, how are you doing? Corwin, good evening. Thank you for that heart there, Mr. Corwin. Thank you. Gotch Talk. Target. Now, whether you like Target or not, it is a dividend king. 5 decades of increased profits. So let's take a look. Okay? Target, TGT. No. The reason I'm saying no to Target is I don't buy at the high. It just doesn't make any sense. No, no, no. Now, I do like Target, but maybe next week or the week after. Mike, Cisco, CSCO. Interesting. Take a look. Top, bottom is, look at this, down, up, down, up. All right, what's going on? Oh, look at that gap right there. But the gap there can be offset by that big jump. Let's look at the 30 days. What is this thing doing? Okay, here's your 30 days. Sorry, I'm going to plug this one in over here. All right. Fidelity, way to go, Mike. The Mag 7 and silver now all 3 times this week. Options, yep, got it. Get it, got it, good. All right, that's water. I don't want water. I want my tea. All right, what are we looking at? Oh, Cisco. Yeah, it bottomed out here, went up, now it's pulling back down again. Sorry, it's going to be a no for this week. Which one was 10%? Harmeet, sit tight. Austin Schmidt, Jesus loves you. Well, that's wonderful. Stefan, Pfizer, PFE. Interesting, but I got a minor issue here. Okay, here's the high. She dropped down, only has 1 day to the upside. If you really like it, okay, she shot up, pulled back, now she's going back up again. So let's take a look. 27, the 27 go for 31, that's over 1%. Let's take a gander. 27. There it is, one contract. Let's do just one. And here we go. By one contract, Pfizer. 27 February, that's this coming Friday, 4 days away. The 27 call option, $26 is the profit, $2,600 is the investment. It's going to be barely 1%. Let's take a gander. You ready? 26 the profit. The investment, 2,674 gives me a grand total of 9.7. Just under 1%. Sorry. EOS Energy. Jaban, you got to tell me what the ticker symbol is. Joey. Joey wants to take a look at Ford. Now, Ford made a nice jump recently, so the numbers really don't look that good lately. Okay? The high is here, and it's just floating around this area. The 1360s going for 27 means I'm losing 25 off the top. You take 25 off, it's not worth it anymore. No, the numbers just don't look good. for Ford. Okay, we already did Caterpillar. We already did Home Depot. T. Rowe Price, we already did that. Do you have a stock you recommend? I don't recommend anything. Okay? I recommend research. I recommend reading. Okay? Billy, thank you. Enza, good evening, Enza. Jeremy, you're welcome. Outlandish Norkel. Ford, we looked at Ford to know. Morrow, what the heck is Morrow? Morrow? Really? M-R-O. M-A-R-O. Morrow. Yield Max, Mara, Opt, and Sync. Okay, ETF. No. Sorry, I don't do monthlies. They just don't work. Enza, I'm so excited to do 10 contracts eventually. Wait till you do like 100 or 200 contracts. Once the numbers get really big. I think the most contracts I've ever done was 225. That's a lot of contracts. Ooh, Jersey 78 wants to take a look at Oracle, O-R-C-L, Oracle. What time we got? 10:21. All right, we got another half hour to go. Okay, Oracle we're going to say no to for this week. I actually have it, but she's dropping. Okay, 30-day high. She dropped. Tried to go back up, but no. If you like it, just keep your eye on it. Kevin, Hormel. HRL. Now, didn't we do Hormel the other day? Didn't Hormel look really nice? Look, here's the high. Here's the low. Okay, she went up. She went down. Now she's going back up again. 25.16. The 25s are going for 70. Hell yeah, that's just under 3%. If you like Hormel. Chili. All right, let's check it out. Hormel at 25. We got to find 5 of them. We need 5. There we go. Here we go. Let's do this. You ready? By 1 covered call, Hormel, 27 February. The $25 call option, 61 to profit, 2,400 is the investment. What rate of return is that? So we're looking for the ones. Yeah, we did that one. Michael, blue chip names. Absolutely. Can you take a look on gold? No. Gold doesn't have any dividends. Gold doesn't have any stock options, especially weekly stock options, so no. Sorry. All right, so here's the profit on this one. 61 bucks. The investment on this one is $24.39, and that gives me a rate of return of 2.5. 2.5. If you like Hormel. Now, 2.5 for 1 week is not bad if you like Hormel. Let's check it out. Hormel, 2.5%. Why not? That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! We got our 5 for the night. Let's answer some questions. There it is. Hormel, 27 February. The $25 call option. Here's the profit, 61. Here's the investment, $24.39. 2.5%. Why not? $2.5. I like 2.5. 2.5 works for me. Hardin wants to take a look at C, which is Citigroup. I like Citigroup. Why not? Sometimes I forget what I'm doing. Isn't that weird? C for Citigroup. Ooh, ouch. No. Take a look at Citigroup. Here's the high of the year. She just dropped, came back up again. Now she's dropping again. Now Citigroup may be next. I'm going to put Citigroup for 2 weeks from today. It just doesn't look that good for next week. All right, let's sit down and answer some of these questions. We got quite a bit of them. All right, let's sit down, answer some questions. UNH, New Jersey, UNH, huh? Thank you for that, Enza. That was very nice of you. All right, all right, all right. Okay, Jaban, please tell about EOS Energy. You got to tell me what the ticker symbol is because I never heard of that company. Jared Farley, thank you. Tiger Style, what if the platform program you use to see all this? What if or what is? Okay, this is Think or Swim offered by Charles Schwab. One for you to fear. What platform do you show your stocks on? That is Think or Swim by Charles Schwab. I am fuzzy. Yeah, fuzzy. British Petroleum, huh? British Petroleum, too close to the high. Okay, fuzzy, check this out. The high is right there. Where do you expect it to go? Higher? Yeah, I don't do that one. Okay, J-Match, Snap. Is that Snapchat or is that Snap On? Snap Inc. Okay. Now, normally I'd say maybe, but look what happened here. Okay, we were at 9, and now we dropped to 450. That's a 50% drop. And now it's bouncing right there. Why is that? Why is this thing bouncing? Yeah, and, okay, it hit bottom, went up, now it's coming back down again. Yeah, no for Snap. Sorry. And thank you. UNH, huh, Jersey? UNH. Same thing. The big drop, it came down, back up, back down. It's coming back down again. No. JMass, Enbridge. No. Enbridge has monthly options, and I don't do monthly. ENB. Okay? I don't do monthlies, number one. And number two, it's at the high of the year. Yeah, no, thank you. Jersey, we already looked at PayPal. It was a no. Okay, they have one dividend. That's it. Life Tweaks and Hacks. How are you today? Nate, what's going on? You're killing it, man. Sorry, Eric. I don't know. Is that good or bad? Okay, Jersey 78, we already looked at PayPal. PayPal has one dividend. That's it. Okay, Camp Road, we looked at KHC about 15 minutes ago. Demi, yep, you're right, Demi. One contract equals 100 shares. Demi, BBY. Okay, BBY, is that Best Buy? BBY, Best Buy. Okay, again, if you like BBY, wait for the bottom to show up. Okay, it's dropping. Look at the top. Last 90 days, the last 3 months. The new bottom right there. Okay, wait for the bottom to show up. Wait for it to turn around, go back up, because that's what it does. It's going to find the bottom. It's going to turn around, go back up. But you got to wait for it to show up. All right, Dammy? What is the last one? I missed the list. Passport, Eric, sit tight. I'll get to it in a minute. Can I look at gold? No. Ooh, Jersey wants to take a look at Chevron, CVX. No, I don't buy it the high. JMass, QCOM, we looked at it earlier. It was the number one stock we found this afternoon. Okay, we already looked at Hormel. Okay, Vivian, we looked at Oracle 10 minutes ago. BBY, we looked at it. We looked at Netflix earlier also. You missed that one. QQQI, hell no, we looked at that already. SanDisk, we already looked at SanDisk. That's a no also. Vino, hey, James, good to see you again. Lovely to be seen. I'd rather be seen than viewed. You know what that means? I'd rather be seen than viewed. Yep. FZ, we looked at Ford a little while ago. You missed it. Well, what do we got here? All right, Michael says, well, they always eventually go north on their stocks. But yes, wow, thank you. You're welcome. Well, kinda always eventually go north. Yeah, I get that one. But yes, thank you. Okay. They get the stock. Are you going to rebuy the stock and do another call? Absolutely. See, the thing is, if I find a good stock, right, as it goes up, I'll jump in and grab the profits. When it comes back down, I'll wait for it to finish coming down. Once it finds the bottom, turns around, goes back up, that's when I'll jump back in. Because that's all they do. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down, they go up. Sandy, we looked at Hewlett-Packard a little while ago. You missed it. Okay, it is being recorded, so you can go in and look at it on YouTube a little bit later. What do we have over here? Kayla, how are you, Kayla? What about SAN? S-A-N. Banco Santander. I don't do monthlies. See? Those are months of the year. I don't do those. Just doesn't work out for me. Terry, T-Mobile. Isn't that N-U-S? N-U-S. That's new skin. Wait a minute. I forget what it is. We looked at HPQ. Superlative. Harley Davidson. Ooh, no. Harley Davidson's got a new bottom right there today. Harley Davidson hasn't been this low at all. So here's the thing. Harley Davidson's over 100 years old. 100 years old. Here's the bottom of the year, right here. And you make most of your money in the stock market buying low and selling high. Okay? So buying low and selling high, you cannot get any lower than the low of the year. And that was today for Harley Davidson. Jersey wants to take a look at Bank of America, BAC. Jersey, don't you do any of your own work, brother? Seriously. 30-day high, now she's at the 30-day low. Wait. Wait for the bottom to show up. It could be here. It could be tomorrow. It could be Wednesday. It could be Thursday. Glam, we looked at Microsoft a little while ago. Worth keeping an eye on for the bounce. Absolutely. That's why I say, as the stock is dropping, the bottom was today. Tomorrow, it could be lower or it could start the bounce because that's what they do. They go up. Exactly. Same thing with Harley Davidson. Same thing. Look for the bottom. Let it show. We looked at Microsoft. How does this affect your taxes? Nobody cares. Nice name. How does it affect your taxes? Well, here's the thing. When it comes to taxes, it is your legal right to get your taxes as low as possible. I'm not even going to do O Realty. Sorry. Thoughts on Boeing future stock price 5 years from now? Okay, Brett, I only do stocks on a weekly basis. I'm 62. There's no guarantee that I'm going to be here in 5 years. So I don't even make that play. Sorry. Glam, we looked at Microsoft a little while ago. Nobody cares. Taxes, it is your responsibility to pay as little taxes as possible if that's what you want to do. Now, if I have all my trading in a corporation, I don't pay personal taxes. I pay corporate taxes. And if I'm making a lot of money with my trading, well, my corporation can buy a new car for the corporate officers to use. The corporation can do a lot of things to make sure that the corporate officers are okay, thus spending all the profits from the trading activity. And profits can be offset by losses. So if you have a corporation that's making a lot of money and one that's losing money, they can offset each other so you don't have to pay taxes. But you really should talk to a tax strategist about that. Okay? What else do we got? Pins. Can you do fast? I can do slow, but fast? I don't know. Let's try it out. F-A-S-T. F-A-S-T. No. Who came up with that one? J-Mass. I don't do monthlies. I don't know how many times I got to tell you that one. Superlative. Pins. Pinterest. Interesting. The businesses have to be relevant to the business of offset profits. There's no personal write-offs. Richard CPA, thank you very much. I understand, and I am going to agree with you 100%. If I have 2, 3, 4, 5 different corporations, right, and I am the key person in the corporation, I am entitled for the corporation to purchase a vehicle for the use of the corporate offices. And also, the corporation can pay for the life insurance for the key employees. Okay, so any profits can be written off on the losses of other companies, and you're right, it can't be personal write-offs. So you have to learn what is in that big, huge, stupid book and how to create it so you don't have to pay taxes legally, Richard. V, ticker symbol O Realty. Okay, V, I already told you I don't do monthlies. Okay, so O Realty is March, April, June, September, January. No, I don't do monthlies. They just don't work. THUS. What is, oh, TMUS. That's T-Mobile. TMUS, T-Mobile. All right. Top, bottom, was, is, look at it, down, up. Down, up. What's going on right there? Well, let's zoom in. It doesn't look that pretty. What do you think? 30-day bottom, 30-day top. Pulls back, now she's going back up again. You either like it or you don't. Plain and simple. Breda, Boeing. Hold on. Boeing, B-A. No. Boeing, as you can plainly see, 30-day high, she drops, goes back up again, drops again. It's coming down. Wait another week or so, and Boeing's going to look very lovely. Okay, so I'm going to write Boeing down for next week. Oh, it's already written down for next week. Oh, am I done with questions? Can't be. Up, down. Greg's in the house. Oh, RGLD. RGLD. Is that Royal Gold? Yeah, I don't do monthlies. Why? What is it that you guys don't understand? Weekly options only. Joey, what's happening? What's up? Ooh, Fury. Okay. MSA. What the heck is MSA? MSA. MSA Safety Incorporated. Again, I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work in my favor. How's my trading? Slow, holding some bags, but okay. You, all right. Same, selling a lot. Blah, 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 blah. Doing prop firm futures. Yep, you have fun with that one. Gold, MSA. Okay. You have to track. Wait a minute, you have to take into account the capital investment to calculate ROI. If you bought 15 versus 50, your ROI is much better at the same option contract. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But what you're missing is whether I bought it at 50 or whether I bought it at 15, the rate of return is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about cash flow. Okay, so if I bought it at 50 and it went to 15, okay, I can still sell 3, 4, 5 strikes out of the money and still have money coming in. I didn't say anything about the rate of return. I said a return, not rate of return. Netflix, we already did that one. I got stopped out on gold. Yep, Bentley, you shouldn't have bought it in the first place. Doesn't have any cash flow whatsoever. James, can you look at GLPI? What the hell is that? GLPI. Gaming leisure. I don't do monthlies. BYD. BYD. I don't do monthlies. What is it you guys don't understand about a monthly option and a weekly option? NVIDIA. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Okay, Michael Peters, we already looked at Netflix. No. Okay, Rasul. NVIDIA. Hell no. Stock's $185. Gives a 1 penny dividend. Hell no. NVM, it's monthly. Okay. Macy's, we looked at Macy's early. We looked at Campbell's early. What about Micron? MU. MU. The top, the bottom. Look at this. Up, down, up. What's going on there? Let's zoom in. Here we go. I don't know. What do you think? Up, 30-day high, down, 30-day bottom, back up, back down, back up. That's definitely 3 days to the upside. The 420 is going for 15.55. Well, that's a nice rate of return if you like Micron. Hardin, AIG. No. Don't do AIG because I don't do the high at all. Ever. I don't buy at the high. JMAS. AbbVie is a weekly. I looked, and I think it might work. I love AbbVie. I do. Ford, we looked at it earlier. Harmeet. I see why. Because if the stock goes down, you still get paid. Absolutely. Is Delta Airlines a weekly? DAL. Well, yes, it is. There it is right there. Delta Airlines, weekly. But here you go. Top, now she's coming down. Let's zoom in a little closer. Okay, 30-day bottom, she shot up. 30-day top, now she's coming down. Now, it's looking for the new bottom. So that might be here this week, next week. Michael Kelly, Dell, DELL. 11414 VV. SoFi doesn't have any dividends, so no. What do we have down here? So, King Motorsports. I hope that made sense. Because whether I bought it at 50 or whether I bought it at 15, I'm still able to sell covered calls against it. And I still get to collect the dividends. Because by owning the stock, I collect the dividends every 90 days. And with weekly options, not only can I collect the dividends every 90 days, I can also get a weekly premium. Now, the premium at the money is always the highest. But the further you go out, let's do this for a second. Okay? The purple is in the money. Here is out of the money. Okay, so the stock's at 120. Okay, so at the money, 120, it's paying 560. Now, 560 on a 120 stock is over 4%, which is closer to 5. But how far out can I go and still get 1% with this company? Well, I'm looking at 120. Well, 120 comes all the way down to here, the 135s. Okay, so 135 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 strikes out of the money, and I'm still bringing in 1%. So again, always take a look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Okay, it is what it is. Macy's, we already did Macy's. AbbVie, I love AbbVie, I really do. Let's go back to here. Let's take a quick look. AbbVie. ABBV, AbbVie. What do you think? Down, up, down, up, down, up. 229 to 230 is going for 246. That's over 1% if you like AbbVie. Ooh, JMass, Emerson Electric. Love it. EMR, Emerson Electric. Coming down though. Okay? 30-day bottom. She shoots up, pulls back, back up, back down. Nope. It's coming down at the moment. You missed the opportunity. Albemarle, Jersey. I love Albemarle. ALB. Ooh, take a look at Albemarle. High of the year. Drops down, back up, back down, back up. I love it. Look at that. 177. The 177 is going for 540. That's over 3%. If you like Albemarle. Pin still needs a zoom in. What do you mean needs a zoom in? No, it don't. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. She went up. Now she's coming back down again. Take a look at the numbers. The bottom was 14. She jumped to 18. Now, it doesn't look like much. Really, it doesn't. Look at it. It dropped. Now it went back up. But this does not look like much. But if you zoom in even closer, okay, the bottom was below 14. And then she went up to 18. Now, 14 to 18 is $4. $4 on a $14 stock is over 22, 23%. Yeah, profit taken. There it is. No, sorry, pins, no. We already looked at Pfizer. Terry, we looked at Pfizer already, but thank you. Smags, what's happening? Michael Kelly, James, do you ever sell cash secured puts to acquire the stock and then do covered calls? Very rarely. I mean, it really got to be good. Sharp Perlative, thank you. You're welcome. All right. So, King Motorsports, I hope that makes sense. Okay? I'm looking for cash flow. I really don't care about the stock price, whether I bought it at 15 or 55. Am I bringing in money every single week to pay my bills? I have no desire to buy something just for the sake of buying it. I want to make sure it's going to be a cash-producing asset for me. So I'm creating weekly cash-producing assets. I can't possibly be done with all these questions. Joey, all right, not talking to me. Looks pretty cool. MSA, low buy, yep, looks good. Thinkorswim is offered by TD Ameritrade. No, Thinkorswim was originally offered through Tom Sosnoff and his other creators. They were bought out by TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade was bought out by Chucky. Now Chucky has it. Calm, what's happening? Okay, Harmeet, what is the least amount of capital needed? My grandson's starting out with $50. You can start out with whatever you want. But I'm coordinating with my son and my daughter-in-law, when can I get my grandson here on a consistent basis? Like once every 2 weeks. And then he will do his trading. He's 6 years old. Simple, safe, even simpler and safer because he's 6. Okay, B. Dubossi wants to take a look at MSA. What the hell is MSA? MSA safety. Didn't we look at this one already? I don't do monthlies. March, April, June, September. Those are months of the year. I don't do monthlies. Rule number 4, weekly options only. So the covered call on Friday expires. Does the contract expire and the stock then is sold with that? Okay, Andrew, the way a covered call works is you buy the stock. Let's pull up one. You buy a stock. Let's say it's Macy's, $21.27. I turn around and I sell it for $21.50. Here's the thing. When Friday comes, that's the day of expiration. It actually expires on a Saturday, but you have all the way until 4 p.m. 3:59, you better make up your mind. because at 4 p.m., done and over with. So here's the thing. If I buy it at 21.27, I sell somebody the right, not the obligation. I mean, they can do it if they want to. They don't have to do it if they don't want to. It's called the right, but not the obligation. So, backtrack. Buy at 21.27, I sell it for 21.50. If the stock is above 21.50 on Friday, the day of expiration, whoever bought that option has the right to buy it from me and collect whatever the profit's going to be. I will still get the profit from 21.27 to 21.50, and I will also collect the premium of 31, which is more than 1.5%, which is what I'm looking for anyway. However, if the stock is below 21.50 on Friday, I keep the 31 cents per share, which is over 1.5%, and I keep the stock. If the dividend's coming, I keep the dividends. What do I do next? Well, next week I turn around and sell it to someone else for 21.50 again. 6 March, okay? 27 February, this Friday. 6 March, next Friday. 13 March, 3 Fridays away. 20 March, 4 Fridays away. So every Friday there's an option coming and going. So what I want to do is, I want to pick a company that I like. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to own. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. If I buy it at 21.27, I'm never ever going to sell it for less than 21.27. And then I just keep repeating the process. Keep collecting the dividends, keep collecting the premiums, and keep going and going, like the Energizer Bunny. I keep going and going and going and going and going, so on and so forth. You get it, right? All right. MSA, we did that one. Andrew, only if the stock price was in the money. Okay, got that one. What other app is he interesting with? I need this man to do MSA. Okay, see, I've done MSA 3 times, and you're just not paying attention. MSA is a monthly optionable stock, which means I can only do a monthly option once a month. I don't do monthlies. They just don't work for me. Just don't. Joey, have a good night. Nice to see you. Seth, how you doing? Buy the monthly a week from maturity. Yeah, no. Because if you're wrong, and you got to hold it for another 30 days. No, thank you. Yeah, I've looked at it many times. Another earnings play on Dell. Cool, I love Dell. Oh, wow. Okay, Michael. So, King Motorsports. So, you're focused on return of stock price, not return of capital. Weren't you listening at all? If I have $100,000 in my account, $100,000, I want $1,000 every week. If I have $500,000 in my account, I want $5,000 every week, 1% every week. Harmlet, this strategy actually makes a lot of sense. Wow, thank you. You're welcome. John Smith, what's going on? Daniel, I messaged you earlier today, buddy. Well, I haven't looked at my messages yet. I went and had a family meeting with the kids. What else did I do? Had to get some work done on the boat. Got shafted on that one. Didn't even get a kiss, and I still got screwed. It was supposed to be like, it's like $1,200 or $1,300. I was quoted I think it was like $1,200. You replace the filters and repack the stuffing boxes, and what was the other one? Through hull, 4 filters, and 2 stuffing boxes. It was supposed to be like $1,400. He did the stuffing boxes and 4 filters. He didn't do the air filters. He didn't do the through hull, and he charged me $2,500. It's like, that's not even close. That was twice as much what he quoted, and he needed twice as much as what he was quoted. in half the amount of work. Think about it. He did half the amount of work and charged me twice as much. That's the quote. Like, I ain't never using that company again. Yes, I get that. We can talk tomorrow if you have time. Yes, I'll have plenty of time tomorrow because I think I'm taking a day off tomorrow. I'm doing a lot of nothing. Got that income goal? Absolutely. Thank you. Can the person who bought the call option exercise it prior to Friday, say Wednesday? Absolutely. Okay, so Jack Macy. Very important. It's an excellent question, by the way, and I haven't got this question in a while. I get this question once in a great while. How many boats do I have? 7. I got 7. Who the fuck needs 7 boats? Which day do you usually buy your weeklies? Monday. Okay, look at it this way. A weekly option is good for the week. Okay, 5 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, the interesting thing about weekly options, I don't buy them. I sell options. Okay, Hamit, I sell them. I don't buy. Okay, so when I sell them, you have 5 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that means I'll get 100% of the amount for that week. Now, when Monday is gone, you just lost 20% of your possible profit. Tuesday, now you lost 40% of your possible profit. Yeah, okay. 1 boat for every day of the week. Yeah, I wish, but no. Here's the thing. I got 2 boats up in Massachusetts, 3 boats up in Massachusetts, all sitting in the field because the guy I actually was renting the space from, we had a disagreement. I told him to take a flying leap and he can keep the boats. So I got down here, I bought 3 more. Okay, 2 of them are being converted to electric. And the 44-footer, the big one, we were going to take it down to the Caribbean, but my mother's health isn't the greatest in the world, so going to the Caribbean, not a great idea while mom is in this situation. Sailboats, power boats. They're all going to be converted to electricity. So as long as the sun is shining, it's a free ride. Okay, sailing, too much work. Power boats, I hate the vibration, I hate the smell, and I hate the noise. So yeah, electric. It's quiet, simple, and the Sunshine State. Think of the name, the Sunshine State. So you put solar panels on top, you take out the old combustion engine, you put electric motors in. As long as the sun is shining, it's a free ride. So you don't worry about assignment, not at all. Okay, now 11414BB. Okay, remember what I said, rule 5 is make sure all the numbers work. Let me show you really quickly. All the numbers work. If I'm buying it for 21.27, I'm selling the 21.50s, and I'm picking up 31. Well, the 31 is 1.5% of the purchase price. And if I get assigned, not only do I get the premium, but I get the difference between 21.27 and 21.50, which is an additional 23 cents. And I know it's not a lot of money. But here's the thing. I'm not looking for a lot of money. I'm looking for 1%. And if 21.27 is my purchase price and my premium for the call option is 31, that's 1.5% for 1 week. And 1.5% for 1 week, well, that's more than 60% per year. I'm okay with that. But here's the thing. Hardly anybody's ever asked, how much time a day do you spend in front of the computer? 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. All right, so 10:59. I'm out of here. Let me take a look at these last few questions. What do you do if the stock price drops way below the purchase price? You do realize, who is this? Eddie. Eddie, I appreciate the comment. I really do. I appreciate when new people come and ask questions. Here's the thing, Eddie. Okay, I'm going to pull back on this for a second. All right, Eddie, check this out. You ready? Down, up, 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 down, up. Eddie, that's all they do. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. You're going to buy something, it's guaranteed to go down. It's also guaranteed to go up because that's all they do. And during the day, it will go up and then it will go down. And then it'll go up and then it will go down. That's all they do. They go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all they do. Okay? So if you're worried about the stock going down below your purchase price, do the math. What did I buy it for? What am I selling? Am I getting my 1% or am I not? Stock goes down, great. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where's it at? Where's it going? What should I do? That's why people pay to join the morning trading group. We got a morning trading group. You can ask whatever questions. You can see exactly everything I'm doing live every single day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every single day. You got a question? Fine. I'll take a look at your situation. I don't mind. That's why I'm here. Jack, yes, they can. Not likely, though, if the price is not significantly higher. Seth, most days mustn't be nothing, though, that you're doing. Okay, Seth, I'm going to read that again slower and see why is it not making sense to me. Most days, I get that part, must not be nothing, though, that you're doing. Okay, Seth, that doesn't make any sense. Can you say it again? I'm getting ready to leave because it's past 11. Can you say it again so that it makes sense to me? All right, so I answered all the questions. We're going to do this again tomorrow. You guys have a great night. Seth, you get like 30 seconds to hit me up with that question one more time, but in a different manner so that it makes sense, because it doesn't make any sense. Most days mustn't be nothing, though, that you're doing. Makes no sense. All right, anyway, you guys have a great day. We'll see you all again tomorrow. You guys here, you guys have a great day. Same thing tomorrow. Same bat time. Same bat channel. Batman. Woo! Ow! Okay, done. Okay. Hey, Jonathan, how are you doing there, brother? Simo, Daniel, tomorrow. Okay, we'll look at Simo stock tomorrow. Guys, have a great night, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, Seth, I gave you some time. I'm out of here. See you next time.